All right. Good afternoon and welcome to the Orange County Funding Corporation Finance Committee meeting. The time is now 3:59 on April 16th. Bill, can we get a roll call?
Sure. Mark Green.
Present.
Jeffrey Chris.
Here.
Dean Tambury.
Present.
Just missing one member, Linda Muller, excused absence. For staff, myself, Bill Fioravanti, Kelly Riley, and Marty Barras remotely. We also have Dylan Burke handling our audio visual. Rudy Zoda is our general counsel over there, and Brian Sandvidge, our monitor, is online as well.
Okay. Notice that this meeting was properly provided.
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Can we review the minutes from our last meeting, please? Does anyone have any questions or comments?
I'll make a motion to accept. Second.
All right, we have a motion. Any further discussions?
No.
None? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 3-0.
There you go. Motion carries.
All right. New business. Bill, can you review our financials so far?
Yes,
please?
by the way, Shannon Manisi, our CFO, is out of the country for this month, so I will go through this. We are on page 5 of your OCFC packet, looking at our budget versus actual for March. Not too much in here, but interest earnings, $22,260.26, so that's our total income for the month of March. Then getting down into expenses, our bookkeeping expense at $350. I'll come back to the $6,000 in a minute. And then we have insurance for $412.80. And then the next two, the $406.78 and the $1627.12, that's related to recovery of one of our COVID resiliency loans. We did go to collections, as you know, and within the first month they collected one account in full. I believe it was in full, right? Yeah. They take 25% though of anything they collect. There's no other charge up front or anything. So the 406.78 is Collection Bureau of the Hudson Valley share, and then the 1627 is what we kept. So that's 25% fee there. And then back to the 6,000. I'm going to do my best to explain it, but that amount is what OCFC was charged by O'Connor Davies for our audit. However, we accrue those charges in the estimated budget amount every month. So it shouldn't have had both in there.
That's correct.
Am I right?
Yes.
So it should really just have the accrual amount. So it shouldn't be 6,000. It's been corrected in our records in the QuickBooks, but it's just the accrual amount, and that 6,000 shouldn't be in there.
So it should just be the 541.67.
That's how I understand it. Yes,
Yes.
the usual one. Yes.
Okay.
So those are total expenses of $5,542.46, with a net income for the month of $16,717.80.
All right.
Any questions on that? We're good? And
Any
then
questions? We good?
Yep.
All right.
going to cash investments. See, we have a 9-month T-bill for just shy of $450,000. Another one, both JP Morgan, for just shy of $500,000, and then we have a $600,000 9-month CD with Provident Bank. In our OCFC checking account, there's $320,142. So a total balance of $1,869,593.
All right. Nothing we do for a couple of months on that.
No, sir.
Any questions?
Trying to recall why we have quite that much in our checking account. Were we planning something in there?
For OCFC, what we do have, Vision
the
Hudson.
generator for the food bank?
yeah, but I always have trouble remembering if that's IDA or not. It seems like it should be FC.
No, Vision Hudson Valley is IDA and
Yeah.
that one was the OCFC.
There you go.
Oh, so we didn't pay for it yet?
No, we did
No.
not. We're waiting for a
okay.
bill for
Yeah,
it.
that's what I was wondering. Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's
That's
250,
exactly
right?
Yes.
Right, that's why.
Exactly. I get confused because Vision, I don't know why that's IDA, but I guess it is somehow in furtherance of our mission, so.
Great question though, sir.
Thank you.
And then we have payables, which Kelly, as usual, will go through.
So we have the check for PKF O'Connor Davies for their audit for 2024. RBT, their $350 normal amount monthly, and then the management fee of $7,680.75.
And page 8 has the breakdown as usual of the monthly management fee, shared expense.
Beautiful.
That's most of our business.
Any questions for Bill on this?
No, I have none, thank you.
I'm good.
All right, then, can I get a motion to approve, please?
Motion to approve the financials and payables of March.
I'll second that motion.
All right, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. I think we're good on all of it,
I'll
right?
make a motion to adjourn, if you would like that.
Well,
Mr. Chair?
just one question, if I can, before we adjourn.
Okay.
Anything in the future? Anything that you think? will-
Not so much in OCFC, frankly.
Okay.
We've been a little light on opportunities for bond issuance or anything, but we have a pretty robust pipeline in IDA.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Would you think that's related anything to like rates or anything like that, the bonding that people fund for funding? Is that something that would correlate with why they would or would?
Well, interest rates are higher, so that usually helps us on the bond
Exactly.
side. I think it's just, you know, and we're promoting it more, we're talking more about it out there with nonprofits and such, but,
Excuse me.
I haven't heard about projects on the, you know, you got typically nonprofit, public-facing projects. I haven't heard a lot, about a lot of those that are in the works really, so I don't know that it's anything in particular, it's just, it's a real ebb and flow situation with bond work.
Okay.
It really is,
And you say that most of the time, people that come to us, it's for the nonprofit,
typically.
and that would incorporate, you know,
Typically,
health center,
hospitals,
hospital,
colleges,
things like that.
exactly, exactly,
The last I can remember was the college.
exactly, we
Thank you.
basically
That and
refinance
Cole.
with them,
Yeah.
yep,
Well,
exactly.
yeah, well, I thought it was the, Arden Hill, right?
Glen Arden,
Glen
yeah,
Arden.
that's come up, but, you know, the last kind of transaction we had was, I think you're right, with, Mount St. Mary College.
Okay. All right, thank you. May I get a motion to adjourn, sir?
I'll make that motion.
Can I get a second? Any further discussions?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
407.
None? 407. Should we roll into the next?
Sure, so we're adjourned here,
We are adjourned for the funding court.
you ready? Okay.
You're on? Fantastic. All right, good afternoon and welcome to the Orange County IDA Finance Committee meeting. The time is now 4:07 on April 16th. Bill, can we get a roll call, please?
Sure, Mark Green,
Here.
Jeffrey Christ,
Here.
Dean Tambury,
Here.
3 of 4 members, Linda Muller is in excused absence. For staff, Bill Fioravanti, Kelly Riley, Marty Barras, Dylan Burke handling our audio visual. We have our general counsel, Rudy Zoda here, and also remote is Brian Sandvidge, our monitor.
All right, a notice of this meeting was properly provided.
Yes, it was.
Great.
March 25th, yep.
Hopefully everyone had a chance to review the minutes. Can I get a motion to approve those, please?
Also move.
Second.
Second. Any further discussion about the minutes from last time? Any questions?
No.
Nor do I. All right, then can I get a vote to approve? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed? Motion carries.
Sure.
All right, new business. Bill, I will defer to you as we go through. Apologize.
Yes, it's okay, we're going to page 5. That's your OCFC.
Yeah,
if you want to
no, I
see.
know,
Right.
you know what, I think I got Linda's stuff as well, maybe.
Maybe. That looks thicker. Try this one, page 5.
No, I think these are the same.
Right, yeah, right here, here's where we're going. So we're on page 5, budget versus actuals for March of '25. You're in that shaded column there, we're looking at the actual column. First of all, under income, $7,396.34, that's a management fee that gets paid back to OCIDA for shared expenses. Next is interest earnings of $60,752.59. So that totals total income of $68,148.93 for the month. Excuse me, getting into expenses, going down to that $1,850, that's to RBT for our bookkeeping expense. The $1,280.74, that's insurance for the month. The $842.92 is their office supplies, mostly our copier. Next is $3,695. That is for a 401k. It's a little higher than usual because it includes our annual $1,500 fee, and it also includes essentially the payroll checks that we've been sending to Vision Hudson Valley students that are working on the quality of life report. So there's some in there, but the bulk of it is the $1,500 for the 401k. Next down, let's see, under audio visual, $3,643.44 for IT and audio visual. Just below that is $2,000 for marketing. It is missing a couple invoices this month, so I'm just going to warn you that next month it will be higher because of that. We're still trying to straighten that out with our vendors best we can. Below that, $68.52 for a dinner I went to. Actually, it's 2 events. Skipping down, agency support, $6,356.50. That's for our general counsel, Bleakley Platt. And then just below that, $1,250 for our shovel ready program. That's for paying the coordinator that helped us write the RFP for EPA. It was $2,500. We paid in 2 tranches.
So that was for the RFP for what?
For the EPA Brownfield grant.
Which we have, correct?
We have, yeah. Yeah, this is, after we won the grant, we had this consultant draft the RFP, that went out, we selected HRP, which will be at the board meeting, hopefully approving their contract, so. So, that's that, then down into payroll, it's employee benefits contribution of $2,966.10, payroll taxes, $2,348.24, actual payroll, $23,585.52. Getting down to building expenses, $7,770.27 for rent, $253.20 for the phones, and cleaning at $650. Total expenses for the month, $59,324.06, with a net income of $8,824.87. Those are the financials for March of '25.
Sorry, rent.
It's okay.
Did we sign the extension?
We did,
So we're good for the next
3 years.
3 years? Okay.
Correct.
Thank you.
And I will report this in the board meeting, but carpet is due to be installed, we have painting going on, so you're gonna see all that in conjunction. And the carpet, of course, is paid for by the landlord for our signing that extension.
Okay.
Any questions at all on this report?
Nope.
Then jump into page 6 of your packet, again, cash and equivalents, a 9-month CD with Provident, $4,700,000. 9-month T-bill with JP Morgan, $1,649,932, and a 9-month CD with Provident Bank for $2.5 million. Then we have our checking account for IDA operations, pardon me, $371,977. We have our trust escrow used for labor monitoring charges, $43,847, and of course our other investments above, for a total of $9,265,755.
And go ahead, because you asked the last time, our checking account.
I wasn't really looking at it at this
Okay.
moment. I know the IDA expenses are quite a bit more than the OCFC.
They are.
Yeah,
So I'm not as concerned about that number.
but don't we leave a pad in there for something as well?
We are paying Vision Hudson Valley out of that. We did not, I think there's a portion in there for the Indigo study, but we know we won't, time-wise, we won't have to pay for it all, that's up to
Good
it.
point.
So there's some money in there for
Indigo study and vision.
Vision Hudson Valley, the quality of life report. That's a total of $20,000, that contribution.
And we've already paid some of that. you
Correct,
mentioned.
yes.
Okay.
Couple thousand at this point, maybe.
Yeah, I think we said our rate is like 10,000 a month or something
Yeah.
like that. So we kind of figured that if the Indigo came, it would be, you know, maybe 150, 200,000, so, all right, we're good then.
And then we would have, we, when would, I know it's a smaller project, but like the smaller, hotel project, whatever, that, those money should come in, right, once they,
Yeah,
right, I mean, there's a couple, I don't know.
Absolutely.
There's a few.
for sure, yeah, fees for 2 hotels that are before us if they both close. And then we have a few that again are, we're waiting for the application any day, a
Yes.
couple of them.
Okay,
So yeah, but there's definitely fees on the horizon for IDA, no question.
okay.
We have a lot of activity. Again, not everything will come through, but we've got a lot in the pipeline, so
Mhm.
should be a good year.
Excellent.
Yes.
Any questions about that so far? I mean, we really don't have anything to discuss with the investments for a month or two. All right.
I kind of, I'm gonna miss it, but.
Fun stuff.
But how, and speaking of that, I mean, I was gonna ask, but now that
Okay.
you said it, it's like, how are the rates, have they been is hanging in there or whatever? I mean, when they come, you know, another month or so, if it stays.
Yeah, it's been a little volatile,
Mhm.
right? Certainly a few weeks ago with what was happening, we saw treasuries, you know, interest on the treasuries jump. But things have settled back down again. So I would expect, well, look, the next time we're looking, if this is 2 months from now, I certainly don't expect the Fed to cut rates between now and then. I just think there's way too much noise, way too much things going on. But it might be outside forces that might affect interest rates. You know what I'm saying? Like, for the last couple of years, our focus has been on the Fed, right? Is the Fed gonna cut? Is the Fed not gonna cut? That was gonna dictate CD rates. Now, CD rates might be more dependent on uncertainty, future uncertainty, that kind of thing. So rates are a little more volatile than they've been because they're not just predicated by a cut by the Fed or raising by the Fed.
We could see similar, you know, or this week.
Yeah, again, 2 months is a lifetime right now with everything going on. But as far as the Fed is concerned, I would be very, very surprised if they did any action with everything that's been going on. There's just so much noise.
Right, thank you.
Do we wanna go through any vendors that are out, any,
We had planned to.
okay.
Kelly,
Okay, so.
start on page 7, pardon me.
A lot of it is pretty much the month-to-month stuff. I'll point out a few things. The $12.50 for Art of Con, he's the one that's doing the Brownfield grant for Bill. Weekly Pay, which is our legal counsel. Bousquet Hosting, we got a couple of bills in from them for the MediaCom lawsuit, I guess you will. Brooke Simmons is the Vision Hudson Valley girl. Complete Document Solutions is our copier. The credit card is lower than it was last month. It's just the same stuff, the Google, Zoom, stamps and all that. Elon Financial is another credit card. And and I think that Zoom is the yearly fee that we pay, which was, I think, $750. Felonzer Engineering, the top one is for Legoland, the local labor monitor. That's the one that we absorb the cost. For the second one, which is Royal Wine, it's a pass-through. They're the ones that pay for the local labor monitor. First Columbia, pretty much the same, except, this month it didn't show any electric bills, where last month it did. Francis Roth, which is our stenographer, and that was for the public hearing for 2 girls, 1 boy holdings. Gannett is the Times Herald record that we had to put in the legal notices for. Caitlin is another Vision Hudson Valley. The cleaning is the same. The Marlin Leasing is another company for our copier that we pay, that's the leasing company. Orange County Towns, Villages, and City, that's the meeting that Bill attended. Orange County Partnership is a couple of meetings that Bill and I believe Jeff attended.
Yes.
PKF O'Connor is that's the financial audit that they did for us. RBT is the same. Spectrum Pension and Compensation, which is the $1,500, which is the yearly fee, plus $50 per person that does that has the plan, so it was an extra $150 because of us 3 employees. The Martin Ware Group is Micah, who is our IT person. Zarin and Steinmetz is our conflict counsel, and Zoltes is our phones.
Question, why do we have separate monies going to separate people for the quality of life?
Because they are interns hired from Mount St. Mary College that are performing the research, so we have to pay each of them. That's the way Vision Hudson Valley was certainly hoping we could do. We have a little bit better infrastructure for it, though we did warn them it can't be 100 people and we can't do it weekly. We are doing it right now bi-weekly and we're managing it, because as I've explained, we're not a payroll company. But there's, I think, a total of 20 weeks, I think they said, and it will be a limited number of people, but that's how they've requested us to do it. They are 1099s basically, but we tried to do direct deposit, but they requested to get checks, so we're going electronic for most of it, but it's fine. We still have the capability. That is what it is. Trying to make it work for them.
Yeah, I mean, they don't wanna do it.
Right.
That's why they're trying to push it on us.
Exactly.
All right, fair enough. What is your expected time frame for that to be?
For that, I mean, it will be another probably 4 or 5 months of it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And do you expect the same names over the next 4 or 5 months?
Mostly, but there could be a couple others, but it's a limited number.
Okay.
5 or 6 at most is what it sounded like.
All right, thank you.
It's good, I thought we were just paying them and they were taking care of all that, but I didn't realize it was.
Me too. We went around, went around and around on that, and we agreed to help them with this, so. Try and be accommodating.
I tell you what, we always look, nobody can say we're not accommodating, we help
we
when we can.
And the
100%.
last 2 pages is just.
That scream you heard was Linda in Japan. I'm sorry, Glenn, what?
I just said the last 2 pages are the credit card statements.
Credit card statements, right? Yeah. Yep. Same old. All right. Any questions about anything before we go further?
I'm good.
We're
I'm good, yes.
All right, can I get a motion to accept the financials and the payables?
I'll make that motion.
All right,
Second.
second. Any other discussions we need to talk about?
No.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, any other questions before Jeff jumps and makes a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Any a second, any further
Aye.
discussions?
423.
Passes.
423.
4:23, all right, we'll see you all at 5